Fine sport, but I hope the Elderman has not become the prey. No good comes from a camp this bloody. They were caught off guard as they supped. The remains of the hunting party. This one was savaged by a large animal. They were attacked by a beast. Something strong enough to kill a horse. Some large prey left these tracks in the grass. The hunters were prey to a large beast or two. I can only hope that Beastin still lives. What do you see, Sunan? Beastin!
Ready your weapon, or accept your fate as a feast for bears! I would not have survived this ambush without you. You have my gratitude to stumble upon me in my moment of greatest peril. Perhaps you were God-sent.
I am Estrid sent. Your wife and the Thanes of Essex both want your balls on a blacksmith's anvil.
When do they not? You could return and report that the savage claw took me. Poor Beerstan, his exit pursued by a bear.
And make the beast Lord of Essex in your stead.
No doubt my Estrid would prefer his velvet paws to my calloused hands. So, who are you? A sellsword?
I am Eivor of the Raven Clan. You hinted at an alliance for the loan of my unique talents.
Blood, yes. Let us return to Colchester at once, and we'll speak more of the delicate matter on my mind. I'm glad you answered my summons. I did not expect such a skilled fighter.
It's good I came when I did. You lost many men on this hunt.
Good men, all. They will have the proper rights, and their families will be cared for.
Your people sacrificed much for your sport.
They did. There is no balm for my tortured heart.
Why did you ask me here?
Do you believe in true love, Eivor?
I have loved.
But have you truly? Has a longing burned in your breast, a sweet, lingering pain, paralyzing you with its sting?
There is pain enough in battle. I do not seek it out in love.
I long for it. The thrill of a fight softly won. My wife Estrid lacks fire. She is a fish out of water, cold and dead.
She showed great passion when I met her, keeping your Thanes in check.
Oh, they love her, it is true. Some with too much devotion. And I have not been... Love her, it is true. Some with too much devotion. And I have not been a good and attentive husband. I have always been a plucked goose in matters of love. And a piss-poor ruler to boot.
Strong must be the hand that steers the ship, Beastin.
My hand would rather tug the catgut of a well-crafted bow. My eyes narrowing at the sight of prey.
Aye, a crown sits heavy on the head.
Then let us run wild and free in the woods as the wolves do. Live on our wits, prowl and stalk and feast.
You have a romantic way about you, Beastin.
Do not fret. My guards will not worry you when we are together.
You mismark me if you think I'm capable of worry. Have you built your city in the ruins of another?
No, these builders are lost to the annals of time. Far advanced of the Saxon hovels of Wattle and Daub. I have ambition to build a great palace myself, with mosaics and balmy courtyards.
What stops you?
That which stops all but the most creative minds. Coin, imagination, talent.
And your people? Is Essex happy?
That is a question I never really pondered. I suppose they are. I hope they are. Alfred believes I rule like a chickless hen, flapping and squawking over nothing but the farmer's dinner.
He interferes.
No, he disapproves. Is that not infinitely worse? but look! We are nearing my hall. I must face the wolves at my door before we discuss your favor to Essex, Eivor.
It may be I can...
Ready to help me fend off the spears of their displeasure?
Let them speak their woes. I'll advise you if I can.
Who is this owl, Bearston, that twitters in your ear?
An advisor, nothing more. Here to help Essex navigate her brewing storms. Now, my dear brethren, Adrid, perhaps you will start us off. What troubles you?
You're a disgrace, Bearstan. Couldn't get a sow pissed in an alehouse. Alfred's men are crawling all over Essex.
King Alfred, yes. Though it is within his right, the constant presence of his men is certainly an issue.
Are they men or babes? If Alfred meddles in the affairs of Essex, send his men home in shrouds.
Ah, we should challenge his right to rule. Was not Essex once a thriving kingdom of its own? We should fight. And you, Wyatt?
Your preparations for the Lammas Festival. How can you think of spending so much coin when your people are starving?
Often should one make an early meal, nor fasting come to the feast.
The feast, yes. The festival. This is not for full bellies, but to bless the loaf. Does that not bring us all good fortune? And Aldrich, do you yap like a she-hound as Adrid does?
You know my thoughts, Bearston. The feared. How can we give men to Alfred for his wars when our harvest suffers day by day?
Refuse to send your men. Let Alfred's people die for his hopeless cause against the Norse.
Then we refuse.
Refuse our king?
There. Have I not?
You are a stain on this shire, Bearstan. Useless.
Useless.
That's right.
Yet still you haunt my hall. Be gone. I haven't time for your squabbling. That ceased their prattling. A fine outcome, Abel. The very soul of balance.
A firm hand is all you need, Björnston. Whether on your hunting bow or on your helm.
All this talk of hunting makes me long for the woods.
Your wife awaits, Björnston. Are you not worried some other man will drench your sheets with his sweat?
Ha! She does as she must. As do I. But you will discover this soon enough.
You have done the impossible, Dane. Returned my errant gander to his coop.
My pettish love. Such a stormy countenance clouds the sun of my return.
Your thanes drank the ale the abbot gifted us. All of it.
Now that is a tragedy my heart will not easily overcome.
If he looked at me with the same affection he shows for hunting deer, our marriage might have survived.
I noticed your love has gone sour. Was it fresher than this?
There is so little difference between love and hate. It's difficult to say where the sourness comes from.
So, what do you need of me?
Our affairs are more of heart than of state, Eivor. What little passion there was between us faded into bickering long ago.
We would have our freedom, Eivor. I from my wife, and my wife from Essex.
I am too sharp a weapon for so soft a task. Why not part and be done with it?
Oh, were I a Dane, and divorce as simple as a slit throat. But it's not so easy as that.
Does your god not allow husbands and wives to part?
Our god, our king. There is much standing in the way of a joyous uncoupling. Ours was an arranged marriage, a political need, and not easily broken.
Explain yourselves, clear and plain, and I will do it. The poetry here is mind mud.
We had a plan, a simple plan. A woman lost and a woman found.
Some time ago, we paid a Dane to kidnap me and ferry me safely to Francia. As you can see, he did not deliver.
He was certainly thorough in other regards.
Some Norse can be quick to take coin and slow to earn it. If I give my word, it is not broken.
Could we try the kidnap again? Much of the planning is done. It would only take a more trustworthy overseer.
It should be a bold venture if we do. Loud and brash and seen by all.
During our Llamas festival, merry peasants and guards with wandering eyes.
Your return to Francia would need a swift ship with a captain ready to leave England.
We could ask him.
I would have thought his steed and seamen spent.
Come find me in the market, Eivor. Our unwelcome guests require food and ale to soften their anger.
My wife is a gracious and attentive host, Eivor. The only thing that keeps my braying thanes at bay.
And the woman found?
A darling Maybud, Ulvida, my childhood sweetheart. I left her 20 years ago in Malden to marry my prickled pear.
20 years. Can an ember so cold be reignited?
We can hope. You must fan the flame. Find her, bring her to my lakeside cottage, and light a bonfire there. I will know to come. I believe she lived in the last house in Malden. A small, sweet place where fond memories were made.
I will do as you both ask, and ask Freya for success in this love game.
Good luck in your endeavors, Eivor. I pray you find my Alvida with a fair face and a yearning heart.
Now, should I look for Alvida first, or meet with Estrid at the marketplace? How are your people, Rollo? Recovered and ready for what tonight holds?
Gerhild's treachery was a blow. Few were surprised it came to that, only that her dark ways took such a brutal turn. Put that aside. We're ready now. What would you have of us?
Unleash your war dogs.
We'll stick.
Night will fall soon. Then is our moment to strike.
They used to sacrifice John Barley
So is that
so that his seed might fall on fertile land and bring
Registreer that each is John Romana.
Pump. There is just one god now, and he gives us everything we need.
Erbith Flotman
This
the
life and
Bride
the next.
Sulvor at Fera.
Stand down, you Saxon dogs! The Lady of Essex is ours!
We are safe enough to walk, I think. Aren't we? Oh, what a thrill! My heart is racing!
Be glad it still beats at all. Your screaming drew half the guards in Colchester down upon us.
I wanted to give a good performance. My father always said I was quite the actor.
I won't deny your enthusiasm.
Did you not have even a little fun?
To steal away a princess. It did give a thrill.
A woman fights bravely against her abductors. Yet, what will they do with me now? Is my virtue safe with you?
It's not in danger, if that's what you mean.
Come now, Eivor. You can stand against Alfred's brutes, but you shudder at a maiden's gentle teasing? It is done, and all that stands between me and my home now is a foaming ribbon of surf and silt.
You did well, Rollo. You and your people. Are you ready to sail?
Loki's hissing sun churns the waters between our coasts. We'll need time to rest as we wait for fairer weather.
Have a care then. Alfred's soldiers will be looking for Estrid, even if beer stands will not.
Now's not the time for such worries, Eivor. Tonight we celebrate. Let's get you some mead.
Birstan will meet you northeast of Colchester tomorrow. You have earned all my husband promised, and more. Come find me, if you like, away from these reveling Danes.
I should find Birstan. No doubt he's hunting again.
No troubles bestir your heart, do they, Percy? All you think of is what next to eat. How I envy you.
Birstan, Estrid said you'd be here.
Eivor, dear heart. You who drew back the bow of Eros and reunited me with my one true love.
Have your thanes asked why you do not look for Estrid?
Pish. They have asked, yes. I said it was hopeless. Then I lay upon my couch, sobbing and wailing. A pretty show.
That may not be enough.
Tut tut. The wind is soft upon our faces, and I am far from the whispering doors of Colchester. Come, let's hunt.
What are we hunting now?
Boar. A majestic animal, don't you think? Driven by a fierce fire, blazing eyes, and sword tusks.
I once knew a strong-armed shield maiden who rode a boar into battle. She named it Bristlebolt.
How wondrously strange. Your tales are worthy of the hearing. We'll not ride our boars, but eat them. A feast, in Alvida's honor.
A feast for your mistress. Birston, if this ruse falls apart, King Alfred will strip you of your title. Our alliance will be worthless.
Have no fear, I shall be discreet. We will eat and sup at my hall with a few friends and family. It is there our friendship will be sealed.
So soon after Lammas. Will people there not recognize me?
No, you are just one more Dane. And in that chaos, who remembers anything but the screams of dear Estrid?
These are your lands. I trust in your judgment. And how is Alvida?
She is a firebrand. We have rekindled our love as if we were teenagers. Even Ellerich is a welcome addition. A younger brother to me, yet more alike to a son. The things I should like to teach him. Ah, this is the spot. The best boar here. We did well, Eivor.
A good hunt, Birston.
And enough for one day, I think. Even my thanes will not go hungry with this catch, and they are as voracious as wolves snatching at my carcass.
They may give you grief, but I have been nothing but amused. They're a welcome change to warring jarls and piss-sudden politics.
You have brought us all true happiness, Eivor. I thank you from the bottom of a heart full up with joy.
Birstan, the Hard Hound who sought his true love by searching the sad haven of his memory and finding her there.
Beautifully said, my friend. Beautifully said. Come, Percy, you hapless hound. Barely a boar worried. I do not know why I keep you in my employ.
Eivor!
Estrid, I promised I would free you of your life in Wessex. Francia awaits your return. Go now, with Aegir's blessing.
I will miss you, Eivor.
When winter is past, summer will come, and wind you in a flowered skirt. For you are beauty, and shall not wither.
Goddess Freya, give me more of that.
Come, take care of her, Rollo Stoutheart. And if you find yourself on England's shores again, I will expect you in my hall. Good. They are safe. Birston got his end of the bargain, and Estrid is to Francia. I should return to Runry.
Please, calm down.
Ranvi, what is this?
Another dispute, I'm afraid, with Holger stirring the pot once again. Will you sit in judgment?
Judgments are the burden of a Jarl. This is Sigurd's duty now.
He refuses to leave his quarters. Right now, you are the only noble fit for this.
I don't know. It is not my place.
Please. Only until Sigurd recovers his strength.
All right. Once more. Gudrun, Holger, come forward. You'll state your cases and I'll hear you out and be as swift in my judgment as I am able. Gudrun, you may speak.
I have been robbed, Eivor. My property defaced. 3 days ago, I discovered some of my sailcloth missing. I scoured the settlement in search of it. Passing Holger's home, there I see it. Boldly displayed and worse, defaced, with scrolls and silly stories upon it.
Lies and slander!
Holger, quiet. You're well acquainted with the rules of this trial. Now, Gudrun, what did you do upon discovering your sailcloth?
I confronted him, demanding silver. For sil with Holger's inky scratching cannot be sold or bartered, can it? I ask only that I be paid for the property that was taken from me, yet he refuses.
So Holger took something that belonged to you and defaced it. Now you wish to be paid for the item. Do I understand?
That is right.
Holger, what say you in your defense?
Short days ago, I found a pile of mildew-stained detritus beneath the docks, and salvaged what I could. I wish to use it as a canvas, you see? As a conveyance for my latest works. The sailcloth was in such a state, and so obscured from view, I assumed it was refuse, abandoned goods.
I see.
My motives were honest, Eivor. Would a thief be so brazen as to display the fruits of his crime? Hardly. Yet here she claims I have robbed and defaced her property, when all I took was rubbish left by to rot.
Nonsense.
My only crime here is that I gave something ugly and decrepit a bold new life.
I see. So you feel Gudrun disposed of something, and now unreasonably seeks its return.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, I have heard enough.
I might have profited from that cloth. Holger has all but robbed me of a future boon.
It was garbage. Yet now it's a part of something greater. If anything, I have increased its value. You ought to thank me.
Oh, I will thank you with the back of my...
Quiet. Let me speak. After careful thought, it is clear that...
What is this? What are you doing?
Holger and Gudrun are at odds. I hope to find a resolution.
That duty is mine alone, Eivor. You know this. Stand aside.
You were not here, brother. Nor did I wish to bother you.
A sallow excuse for such a bold defiance. I hope you enjoyed it. Are you finished singing, my dear Skald?
My Jarl, as I was saying,
Stop! Enough! I have heard more than enough to render my judgment. For as long as I've known you, Holger, you have spun words into lies. You weaken the minds of children, and delude the minds of men. I've shown you too many years of tolerance. And rather than exist in grateful meekness as Holger the liar, you sink lower. You become Holger the thief, robbing a woman of her livelihood, all in the name of your stupid stories.
Sigurd, Jarl, no, that is not the...
This is the consequence of your actions. You will pay Gudrun the value of 30 sailcloths.
30 times? Surely you jest. That would ruin me, Sigurd.
Do I look like one to pay pranks, Holger? Pay the fee, or be exiled?
Great, Jarl. If I may, I seek only compensation for a single sailcloth. The rest is...
30 times! In silver! That is my judgment.
Eivor, please. Does this not seem unfair?
Sigurd, the punishment must fit the crime. Your judgment is cruel and unfair.
Cruel and unfair? Oh, no. No, you have it backwards. I am the definition of what is fair and what is not. I am your Jarl, the source of all right and wrong, the Lord of justice in this place. Without rank, without order, without a chain of command, life cannot endure! Chaos will reign! Do you understand?
As my brother and my Jarl, I back you, Sigurd. But in the face of injustice, I cannot help but speak.
Have you never in your life known when to hold your tongue, Eivor? Nor defer to those wiser than yourself? My judgment stands. 30 times the sailcloth's value. That is final.
Thank you, Lord, for hearing us out.
See to it that judgment is carried out exactly as I have said. Should the need arise again, do not fail to rouse me.
I want to thank you for your judgment, Eivor. For stepping in when Sigurd would not, in spite of what happened.
Poor man. I've never known him to be so angry and reckless. Is that a side you have seen?
Rarely. There have been moments when he was distressed, worried, afraid. But nothing like this. Never, ever like this.
Let us do our best for him, as we take care of our own. We are his best hope for healing.
If it is not too late. In the meantime, we press on.
In Essex, I played a matchmaker and a heartbreaker. An easy way to forge an alliance. But let us stick to war and diplomacy.
Understood. Thank you, Eivor.
I want to see the Alliance map. What about Lincolnshire?
A rather boisterous man named Hunwald arrived recently, wishing to speak with you. On a matter of great importance, he said.
Where is he now?
Down at the docks, carousing with my scouts and scaring the fish from the river. He waits for you with great eagerness.
He sounds charming. I will meet him at once.
Protect your ears.